Good afternoon, y'all. So today we're going to be making vegan steak, mushroom risotto, and asparagus, all vegan style. We're not going to make it in that exact order, but that will be the end result. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to start off with the mushroom risotto. I have everything laid out here. These are all the ingredients I will be using. Okay, I'm going to start off by chopping up my mushrooms. All right, here's the chopped mushroom. Okay, we're just going to let the mushroom saute a bit while we make a vegan butter miso paste mixture. Okay, I'm taking 4 tablespoons of vegan butter. Now I'm taking 4 tablespoons of white miso paste. All right, now I'm just gonna mix this together. Okay, I added some warm water to get it like more saucy. If I had let the butter soften to room temperature, then it wouldn't have as many clumps, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. Peel and mince these. The garlic and the mushroom. I put the garlic in the pot with the mushrooms. Now I'm gonna add thyme and that mixture. Adding some thyme. Okay, here is it with everything added. It already is starting to smell like risotto, which is crazy to me. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of salt. Honestly, the umami and the miso paste and the butter is probably good enough, but the recipe calls for a little bit of salt, so I'll put a little bit of salt. Chopped off the heads of my leek. Now I'm gonna cut it down lengthwise and then cut it horizontally. The top of these I might use for a garnish, but there's so much of it that I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. But yeah, for right now, we're just going to use the bottom parts. Okay, y'all, when dealing with leeks, make sure to peel off the papery part. I forgot to do that on this other one that I've been slicing, but I did it for this other, and it's making all the difference. Peel off the papery part. Okay, I don't know if I showed y'all, but I'm put 4 cups of vegetable broth to boil. Okay, the recipe called for 2 leeks, but I feel like 1 is plenty, so I'm just going to go with the 1. Okay, I'm just gonna wash off the leeks because they're known for being dirty. I mean, you should always wash your produce, but yeah, I'm just gonna take some water, swish it around, and I'm gonna remove it with a slotted spoon. Okay, I'm gonna take these leeks and I'm just gonna put them straight in the pan to saute. I actually need to put some oil first. Okay, my leeks have cooked down a bit, so now I'm gonna toast some arborio. Sorry, that's how you pronounce the type of rice that you need for risotto. There's another type of rice you can use. I believe it starts with a C. I cannot remember the name of it, but it's an Italian name. Okay, so we're just gonna let this toast for like 60 seconds. Sorry, we're just gonna kind of stir and let it toast. Okay, so this is around the time where you're supposed to add a Sauvignon Blanc or a white wine, but I don't have that, so I'm gonna use this white balsamic vinegar peach flavor. I know that's a weird alternative, but we're gonna see how this goes. Okay, so now that the vinegar has kind of deglazed the pan, we're gonna go in and start adding the broth cup by cup to get a nice creamy texture, because apparently if you add all of it at once, it's basically going to boil the rice, and we don't want that because we're trying to go for like a nice creamy risotto texture. Okay, I just wanted to show you all an example of what I mean by spooning it in. So I'm spooning it in, I'm gonna stir it, and then it's gonna kind of reduce, and then that's when you know it's time to add more spoon ins. So you see it's kind of reduced, so now we're gonna add in more veggie broth. Okay, I've added my mushroom mixture, and now we're just gonna stir the mix. All right, this is what it's looking like now. Now I'm going to add salt, pepper, and Parmesan cheese, vegan of course. Okay, now we're just gonna cook the cheese down. Okay, next up we're gonna be making a vegan steak. These are all the ingredients I will be using. Okay, I'm just gonna begin by rounding off the edges of this tofu to give it more of a steak appearance. Okay, now that it's been rounded, I'm going to cut it in half this way. Okay, now we have 2 lovely tofu steaks ready to work with. Okay, I'm just gonna make, what's the word I'm looking for? Shallow diagonal cuts so that the tofu can marinate better in the mixture that I'm about to make. Okay, so I'm just showing you kind of like what I did. It's not deep at all, just real shallow cuts. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, on both tofu steaks. Okay, to this dish, I'm gonna be adding pomegranate juice, soy sauce, steak sauce, and steak seasoning. Okay, I'm just gonna mix this together with a fork. And we're gonna let the tofu steaks marinate for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna do 15 minutes on each side. Okay, y'all, so I completely forgot to show y'all what I was doing, but basically I took my asparagus spears, I cut off the ends, I put olive oil, salt, pepper, and I tossed. And now we're here, and now I'm gonna put them on a baking sheet. They're gonna go in the oven at 350 for 8 minutes. This is what they're looking like going into the oven. Okay, y'all, so I had tried to make some cornbread for my vegan soul food recipe, and it just failed. So I'm gonna try again, and whether it turns out good or not, I'm still gonna show y'all, so here we go. Okay, so we got 1 cup cornmeal, put 1 cup AP flour, all-purpose flour, 1 cup golden sugar, doing a pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons baking soda. Okay, the recipe called for a cup of almond milk, but I have cashew milk, so we'll see how that goes. And then finally a 1/2 cup of canola oil. Okay, time to mix. Okay, so I finally got my tofu steak fillets or whatever. They're sauteing. I'm gonna season them with salt, pepper, a garlic and onion spice blend, and more steak seasoning. Also rosemary and sage. All right, I'm just gonna let it cook a little bit longer on each side. All right, y'all, we are almost done. Okay, y'all, let's get into it. I'm gonna put some steak sauce on everything because I'm a steak sauce fanatic. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm waiting for the cornbread to cool, so I will also show you what that is tasting like. Risotto tastes like risotto, period. Let's try this asparagus. Tastes like asparagus. Asparagus is very watery. I think I prefer green beans, but it's not bad. I mean, it tastes good. I just like the saltiness of the oil. And now for this vegan steak, y'all. Okay, so it very much tastes like tofu, but it's got the steak flavor. So I would say I would give this meal like a B. So I'll show you the cornbread later.